Roblox is home to such a wide variety of popular games, but there's almost zero games on the populars page that actually deserve the title of being considered a horror game. Actually, no, let me correct myself. There are zero games on the populars page that are entitled to being under the horror category. There's only this game, so unless you personally find selling shawarma at the side of the road where your primary objective and goal is the tedious chore of making food and serving it to people a horrifying and scary aspect that would make great for a fearful horror game, then you're honestly just right. The scariest thing to me is unpaid labor. And my response to your counter argument will be there's two. You see, it's actually very different because the first game is like, it's the same. Another thing a lot of these games share in common is cheap jump scares, that VHS static screen that's extremely annoying, and game passes. Ooh, don't let me get started on game passes. I could pick out any game of the hundreds of quote-unquote horror games and it would immediately blast me with game passes. I play a lot of horror games on Roblox, and if you see me play them on this channel, you would realize how much I hate having microtransactions being shoved in my face. Having that, oh, would you like to buy the blah 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 in my face every 2 seconds is honestly the real scary part of all these horror games. They would have stuff like a rocket launcher in games where you serve customers. Yes. I would definitely need an A-class military grade weapon in my tertiary sector job. Yes. Although I'm emphasizing heavily on the bad horror games on this platform, it's not all bad, you know. There are definitely some really good A-grade level horror games out there. The problem is that they're nowhere to be seen. You can't find them. They just get forgotten and left in the dust at the bottom of the barrel. I'm gonna give you a little test, alright? I'm gonna give you two games. Game A and Game B. Game A seems to be a really well-developed horror games where the horror aspect is similar to that of Five Nights at Freddy's. However, it's not entirely copied, it's innovated from it. We have unique core mechanics, its own little sound effects, its own story and setting. All in all, a really good horror game that's great at building tension and not that many cheap jump scares. And now we move to Game B. You can tell it's very good. A game where you can see it has an amazing loading screen and GUI and absolutely zero music. You can almost feel the horrifying tension. Buttons in this game look like an absolute eyesore to look at, but it's fine. Now, as you can see, the map is well designed. Totally a lot of effort. It's just hanging off of the cliff right there. There's nothing, and you start off with this really extremely good intro where you're bugging out and you can see the neighbor. Oh my god. Totally not a broken game. You can see it functions as intended. Exactly as intended. Oh, my ear. Here's the enemy that you have to avoid. Very good horror aspect. That is totally an escapable event. Because that's fair gameplay right there. I can totally outrun these guys and beat the game. Now, I'd like you to guess which game is more popular. Now, the game that I mentioned earlier is called Far From Land. It has 10 players. Wow. What about the other one? 2,000! Now, I don't know how this game has 2,000 concurrent players. It could be bots, but either way, it shows that the Roblox populars page is not the ideal way to find good games. It is suboptimal. And I want to show one more thing. Now, if you search Midnight on the games page, ooh, wow, there's a lot of diversity here. Damn, I wonder which game do I want to play? I'm just gonna take the bold guess right now that each of these games have a million different game passes that are completely useless to the gameplay. Yep, there it is. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of diversity on Roblox. What the hell am I looking at? Now, honestly, you can't really blame the devs, can you? Would I do the same if I had the opportunity to make a slop game and make tons of money off of it? Hell yeah! But that obviously doesn't mean it's a good thing to do, you know. Wait, okay, this game might actually be good, but I don't consider it under the horror category because it doesn't even consider itself under the horror category. It's not really scary, but it's fun. Anyway, feel free to like and subscribe if you love this content where I do absolutely nothing. Actually, just like and subscribe if you love or don't love it. Yeah, just like and subscribe.